So let's talk about XRP. XRP is sitting at $2.97 right now. And the best part is that we have hit $3 finally, 3.02. It had a bit of reaction to it, but $3 is done. Something that we have been waiting for quite a while, because last time when it had its rally, it went up to 2.9. It didn't hit that exact spot that we were looking for. Now, of course, our story is still the same. We want this thing to be reliable, and for it to be reliable, it needs to live above $2.6 for 2 days. Now, we had one candle that closed above 2.6, that was 1 day, and this candle is a second candle that is closing above 2.6. So that means that the 2.6 area has turned into a good support area. It's not an old case scenario like in the past where it would just have its wicks and then it will go down. It is actually holding on, and it is holding strong. So until and unless we lose 2.6, we have to assume that the upward journey stays. I mean, we talked about this on 2.3. I told you that when we were at 2.3, that the upward journey stays because it is holding really strong to 2.3, because we saw how it reacted against the market. While the market was bleeding and dumping pretty badly, it was a bleed of 8 to 12% throughout the board. In some coins, of course, it was a bit worse, but that was not the case scenario with XRP. And I did mention that this is basically where you show that you don't want to bleed like the rest of the market, and that is what XRP did. So at 2.3, we had our confidence that as long as 2.3 holds, we will see 2.6. And of course, then the 2 days concept kicks in, that if it holds 2.6 for 2 days, we would expect it to hit $3. The best part of all these things is we don't care about 2.7, 2.8. In between areas, they don't matter. There is a big gap between these. So if you buy at 2.3 and sell at 2.6, you're a happy person. If you buy at 2.6 and then you sell at 3, you're still a happy person as a trader, because you're not that bothered. Of course, if you're an investor, then you should be someone who should have purchased at 20 cents or under 50 cents, because that's where XRP lived for over a decade. So you had tons of opportunities to buy as a collector or someone who is fanatically in love with the XRP. Now, that being said, I don't see any bearish structure at the moment because it is too new. The only thing that I care about right now is the 2.6 area. As long as that stays, we might start exploring $3 and above, but we will talk about it once we get to that stage. As XRP is entering the discovery area, the reliability of technical analysis is going to start dying, because TA or technical analysis is always dependent on historical information. It's not dependent. It can portray the future, but the reliability of that is, I think, even in the best case scenario, is 30%. That's the level of accuracy. Generally, a good TA is 70%. That is what I follow. So I will be right 70% of the times. I'll be wrong 30% of the times. So that's good TA. It's considered to be the master TA. But if you talk about the percentages going down when you are on the 30% and not on the 70, that puts you in a tricky place. And that's how I don't like coins that are in discovery areas. It's one of the reasons I left SU behind, because now if I go back to SU, it has cooked so much. I can use the previous data and analyze it and then present a really good TA. But once you enter a new zone, new area, you're going to shoot pretty much blindly. Now, some coins are kind enough. They form patterns. They would form a cup and handle on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis, which is indicative on its own. Like with Bitcoin, we know 120K is there because of the TA. Even though it's a discovery, we can do that. But some coins, they don't do that. Like if you go to XRP and you look at it, okay, and then you say that you want to see something really fancy with XRP and you want it to happen, there is nothing, because there was only up to $3 on the basis of this double bottom. This is on a monthly basis, okay? This is on a monthly basis. This was the neckline. This is the deliverance on the double bottom. All that part is done. So everything is done. After this, things will start getting tricky once we go above $3. because that will be shooting in the dark. Now let's talk about the case of SEC. Sorry for stretching video today. Today basically they are not fighting the case or anything. It's basically SEC presenting their argument that why why Ripple is a security and it's not it's not a coin. I don't know what is the counter argument that Ripple is presenting, but I know that SEC is fighting over the fact of it being security. Okay, and I'll tell you that just a second. So today is not about settlement, it's just about opening brief. So in quotes, I'll explain it to you how it happens. So you go for a case, some lower court, it decides against you, then you go into a higher court and then you argue against it. When you're arguing, you're asked to provide a opening brief, which is basically a brief that you provide that why should the judge even bother considering your case, and basically say that the previous judge was wrong and they basically don't uphold their statement, and then they edit the statement either in your favor or they do something new to it. So opening briefs are done, and after that they take weeks to respond, even in case of emergency. Otherwise they can take months. So today up till 5, I'm in Toronto by the way, up till 5 they have time to present their opening brief. Once they do that, then this thing will again go back to sleep, because it is going to take few weeks to few months for the court to respond. And if you don't understand what is this whole security thing, security means something that is like stocks, the most simplest way. If something is like a stock, then it should be treated like a stock. And I am with SEC on this thing, but I'll not get into the discussion on this. But I am fully invested in crypto, and I'm a person who believes in decentralization. But the argument that SEC is presenting is very valid. They're not lying about the fact that it is a security. They're right about that, but it really depends on how you convey the message. Will they be able to convince the court or not? That's a whole different story. So this is the status right now, that they are presenting the case, and they're saying that this is our opening brief. On these points, we believe that it is a security, and the previous court that they said that it is not, we don't believe in that, and that's what they're fighting for. So this thing is going to get dragged. The whole point of telling you this is that it is going to get dragged a bit more. Of course, this is not something as a Ripple investor I would want. I'm not an investor. I'm saying if I were an investor in anything, I wouldn't like it to get dragged, but it is getting dragged. Apart from that, there is nothing else. It's again this news. XRP is a news coin. It always reacts to news dramatically, and today's pump, or from yesterday's, the whole pump is just on the basis of this event. And if you were wondering what exactly is happening in this event, the answer to that is that nothing is happening. It's just SEC presenting its opening brief. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions, or I have touched on a topic and you expect me to explain a bit more, I'll try my best to explain that to you in the comments. Leave a comment, and I'm not going to tell you to like and subscribe, because if you're not interacting with the video, or if you're not subscribed, you're not going to see all the 10 videos that I make every day. You're going to miss out on it, and I think you are educated enough to understand what to subscribe and what not to, because if you want to miss out on it, then why not? It's for your own good, and you should know better what is good for you.